From KVOA, investigating for you. This is News for Tucson, live at noon.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Angelique Lazardi. Well, if you have been outside today, those strong winds continue to hit us here across southern Arizona. News 4 Tucson, Shelle Jackson joining us live right now from the northwest side with more on the havoc that these winds are causing. And so many people just in my car, Shelle, I could feel the shifting just from those winds. So what's it looking like out there?
Well, Angelique, that's right. Havoc indeed. So let's go ahead and show you. We're live at Camino del Cerro and Silver Bell. And if we push in a little bit, you can see earlier this morning, several poles went down because of these heavy winds. You can see this one pole on the left, kind of up toward the top. If we pan that way, Angelo, you can see where the pole actually broke off. And now it's lying on the ground near that street sign. So winds are up to 55 miles an hour. Were expected this morning, and east of town winds up to 65 miles an hour were expected all day long. These high winds have already toppled many power poles around town, causing outages near Catalina, Salarita, and here on the northwest side. Now, there is a map of the outages at tep.com. It's updated every 5 minutes, and it's really kind of cool because it shows you the estimated repair time, and it also gives you how many people are being affected by the outages. The wind is also making driving pretty dangerous. If you have to drive today, take a look at your screen. We have some tips to make driving safer. Now, make sure you maintain a safe distance from any of those high-profile vehicles like semis that could easily be swayed with a high wind. Keep your eye out for fallen trees or power poles. Be very careful driving over bridges and overpasses, and keep a firm grip on the steering wheel with both hands because, like Angelique said, you never know when a strong gust of wind will yank the vehicle. So back out here live, it's been pretty windy. We've seen a little bit of rain. These high winds have taken over these street signs, but we want to know how long these winds are going to last. And for that, let's toss to News 4 Tucson's meteorologist Daniel McFarland. Daniel?
Well, Shelley, we've seen some very strong winds out there so far, as you know, but they've become a little bit more off and on. You're starting to see some calmer periods out there for some spots versus what we had earlier this morning. Now, over the past few minutes, this is what we've seen with consistent wind speeds still around 20 miles per hour. Remember, these are going to be measured over about 5-minute period here, but earlier today we did have wind gusts as high as 51 in Tucson. Now, that was measured a little bit after 7 a.m. and Sierra Vista has had some over 60 since about 8 a.m. right there. And we're still looking at some strong winds across the area here. Even though we don't necessarily have the 50-mile-per-hour winds over the past few minutes, we have seen some as high as 42. I recently got a message from Christopher in Savannah who told me at his house less than an hour ago he had one measured at 42. So it's still going to be a little bit higher, again, off and on when it comes to those winds. And that's something that's going to be there for, I think, the next few hours here. And something else that's going to be here for the next little bit is going to be some rain headed our way, Angelique. I'll have more detail on that in a few minutes too.